Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so I'm going to do day 3 for the March journal challenge. We're using paper, so this can be scrap paper, can be music paper, ledger paper, wallpaper, whatever paper you have, scrapbook paper. I'm going to do a process video for you. I won't do a voiceover this time because I think I already know what I'm going to do a little bit, but I just want to choose a page first. I usually like the blank pages, so let's go here. And here's my scrap basket of papers. So I've got some piano paper here, I've got wallpaper, I've got scrapbook papers, music papers, ledger papers, and just all sorts of paper in there from past projects. I also pulled out my little paper collection here, which, these are just so beautiful, and I thought I might want to use these because I love florals, and these, I love the ledger kind of vintage look. I love the vintage look. I love birds, flowers and butterflies and vintage and the script writing. So these, I love these so much. If I needed to capture my style, my favorite style in a little swatch, this is it. Vintage and florals, butterflies, birds. This is it, this is it, this is it. So I thought I would use these, but in the end I'm just looking at them all and they're just too beautiful. I'm hoarding these for a long time. Like, look at that. I loved script, vintage script. Oh my goodness. I was thinking of maybe making some traveler's notebook covers with these. You know how I patch them together and sew them together, and then maybe creating pockets and tags and things with these on the inside of the journals. But these are just so beautiful. I want to keep every single one of them. Yeah, so this is my style. This is definitely my favorite, all-time favorite style. And this is kind of what I more am getting into now. Like, when I'm buying supplies, I'm trying to get the things that I like now instead of just everything. I've already pulled out some of the things that I want to use from my scrap basket. So these are my favorites represented: music paper, vintage, pattern paper, vintage ledgers papers, the script writing, my favorite, the blue Tim Holtz papers, one of my favorite collections. This blue, beautiful. This a bit more retro and pink from, I just like it. I don't know, I just love that kind of look, from the granny chic type of look. Some turquoise and teal with the script and vintage look. Perfect. This is a scrap of wallpaper. I just chose this one because of the blue flowers, and it's got a bit of glitter, so I like glitter as well. Embossed paper. I really love embossed paper, so one day I definitely want to get a Big Shot machine or whatever it's called and do some embossing. That looks so cool. And I've got some music paper. So let's do what this says and just start. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, and maybe that white page is too white. Maybe I want to do over here. Yeah, okay. So I'm just switching over to voiceover for this part, because once I set everything up and showed you what I was using and got my page spread, I'm now in the process of figuring out how I want to add things to the page, and I'm just not very good at talking about what I'm doing at the same time. I need to think in my head to know what I'm doing, so I go quiet while I'm actually going about the process part. So I thought I'll just explain that to you guys in the voiceover and just explain to you afterwards what I'm doing. So I'm just ripping things apart and just getting them to the size that I want them to put onto the page, and I'm literally just playing around putting all of these things on the page somehow, and I end up just making a little collage. People say they like knowing why I put things where and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of hard to say, but I think it's because it's very intuitive. But that top piece there with the music paper I put in that corner because it's just a nice square shape. It's large, and so you need something large to start off with and put up there. And then I kind of balance that out later on with the other vintage paper, which is pattern paper. It's a large piece and it kind of goes horizontal, so I put that at the bottom of the page, this piece here, and that way it balances out. So you got something vintage looking at the top, vintage looking at the bottom, and then in the two large pieces. So that's kind of like my base to work with. And now I'm just getting the other pieces, which are more your decorative filler pieces that kind of fill in the gaps. And I've got that long strip there that kind of covers the top part and the bottom part to join them and kind of make it a one piece, if that makes sense. And then I'm just adding the blue and the pink strip at the top, I guess because I want to tie in both of those colour schemes at the top. And then that middle piece that I'm putting there with the pink flowers, I put that there because it brings everything together as a whole. Like that's a little feature piece and it has the blue and the pink together on it. And then I've got this other blue piece and I'm just going to stick that down the bottom. And I've got the piano paper and I'm just layering things up, and you can notice that some things go horizontal and some go vertical, and I'm just alternating that just so it gives it a bit of a different look, some contrast, some interest, and it pulls it all together. Sorry, I'm not like a proper artist or anything, so I can't give you the proper technical terms, but I'm just doing things that suit my eye and makes the piece work as a whole, balances things out, and also gives unique looks to the page. And then I start decorating the other side with that black paper, and I just put a sheet of ledger paper for some writing space, and then I decorate it, and all that blank space on the other page I'll use for journaling. So I might just stop the video here, or that's a bit of wallpaper too, which I put in the bottom right corner. Might just stop it here, and then when I'll add the finished page spread at the end of this video so you can see it. So I'll see you very soon. Hello, so I'm back here with the finished page spread, and you can see that I just did a bit of a collage on the page using my favourite papers, and colour scheme was mostly blues and teals and a bit of pink with these florals here. And yeah, I just wrote down my favourite papers, so vintage and floral, ledger, music, piano, wallpaper, pattern paper, scrapbook, embossed paper, book pages and note paper. And then yeah, I was just writing about how paper for me, paper lovers will be able to relate to this, I'm guessing, how paper just makes me happy, and that paper is a canvas to the imagination, and a blank page to me is magical and beautiful. And I've been known to flip open a journal, and even just a plain blank journal, the white pages, I'll flip open to a page and I'll just be overcome and almost in tears with just how beautiful that page is and how magical it is. And I was writing about this one day, just why do I feel this way? And it's because to me it's, well, yeah, a moment to pause and appreciate the blank page, but I love it so much because it can be anything. That's what I mean by it's a canvas to the imagination. It's a blank page, and the possibilities, it overcomes me. Like, I don't know, it's just so special. And I love that I get to fill that blank page with whatever I want. It's that art of creation that I get in. I'm overwhelmed by how Creator God can create something out of nothing, and we kind of get a taste of that whenever we come to a blank page. There's nothing on that page, but we can create anything we want on it. That's incredible to me. To me, that is magic. And yeah, I get to fill it with whatever I want, and whatever I do fill it with, it will be me, because whatever I put on the page, it will be an expression of me somehow. As Amity Bloom says, a representation of myself will come out on the page. And I don't know, for me, that's what journals, why I get so caught up in the magic of a journal and the tool of a journal, how helpful it is and how much I love it. And then I was thinking about it, what makes junk journals different to just a normal plain blank journal? For me, the thing that just inspired me so much and brought me to life about junk journals was that the pages are hand-picked. You get to choose beautiful pages that speak to you, that have a story, that have a history, and that are just maybe just beautiful and decorative, that you just love. And that's the difference for me between just a plain blank journal, which is already awesome because it's a blank canvas to put anything you want on it, but to have already a starting page that has been hand-picked with love because it speaks to you. For me, oh my gosh, that's just the ultimate pairing You start with something amazing, and then you got whatever you put on it will make it even more amazing. And to me, it gets me. It really gets me. This is why I love junk journals. It's the paper, and this is why, again, I like blank journals much more than embellished journals, especially when I make them myself, because it's already, the page is already speaking to me, and then I can put whatever I want onto it. And not to say, like, I do love embellished journals too. I think they are works of art, they're masterpieces, and I love buying embellished journals. But I don't know, there's just, my favourite part of a journal is just simply the pages. And I hope that kind of went to explaining why. And yeah, so that is just my little spiel on paper and how it makes me so happy. And yeah, what's the next prompt for the next day? Sorry, my cat's meowing in the background there. Ink stamp. Oh yay, okay, I'm excited about that one because I don't use stamps very often. Alright, so if you would like to join in, that would be awesome. There are so many photos coming up on the Willowbound Journals Facebook group page, hi Keanu, at the moment. It's so fun seeing everyone's page spreads. And if you miss a day, you can catch up, it's all good. Or if you can't keep up with it all, don't worry, just join in whenever you can. And there's an awesome Instagram tag for those who want to share on Instagram. It is WJ Daily Journal Ma. It's all down below. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!